everyone here today should be extremely excited for the same reason. Abby, what is that? It's Bigfoot. No, I'm just kidding. I thought that would be more believable than the fact that I'm standing here with the new E-Flite F14 Tomcat. This has been on pre-order for quite some time and it's finally here. Yes, this is the wing swooping F14 Tomcat that we have all been dying to fly. One of the most impressive things about this plane is that it comes in this box fully assembled just like a UMX ready to fly plane. But it's finally here for its maiden flight on our channel and I'm really excited to see how this thing does. With it being in the works and getting pushed back so long, they've surely worked out all the kinks and perfected this. So let's put it to the test and see how it does. All right, let's put the wings out. They are opening right now, there we go. And we're gonna take off in this flight mode with safe on. Here we go. Eats up a little bit of runway and we're up. Nice. It is in the air finally. The F-14 Tomcat on a very cold day. I'm not expecting a super long flight time. So we'll just have to see how this does. But what a beautiful evening to fly this on. Nice easy pass here. Not bad at all. It looks really good. And it feels good. It's nice and level flight. So on this next pass, I'm going to swoop those wings back with my flight mode switch assigned. It's a slow swoop, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice. It's kind of windy. You guys might see it rocking a little bit. It was like 14-mile-an-hour winds today. We'll get a nice pass this way, full throttle with those wings swept back. And then of course I've got to try a little bit of safe off on this maiden flight, but here's full throttle. That is awesome. I've got to be very cautious of flight time and battery performance today. This is a 30C battery, which is actually the recommended battery. Let's pull those wings back forward again. Now we have 3 different flight modes. That's 3 positions on that wing, but it just looks cool to go from swept back all the way to forward. Very cool. And on the next pass, we'll turn safe off and see if we can get a roll, maybe a loop or something going. It definitely feels more stable with the wings swept forward, but looks cooler with them swept back. So here's safe off. It's flying good, nice tendencies. We'll give it a roll. Oh, that's great. That was really nice. Turning safe on just because we're dealing with some wind, and I'll try a roll on this back pass. Now, I've been told that it is best by the instructions to trim your flight because each flight, let's go for the loop here. Each flight mode, 1, 2, and 3, and that's different positions of the wing. Sorry for that being so far away. Has different trim settings. So if you're flying this, it's actually recommended that you have your maiden flight with 1 position, like the wings swept forward like this, trim it up in flight, get it to where you're happy, and land it and put a new battery in because our flight times are fairly short on this little guy. And then your next flight, do flight mode 2 or the wing in the middle position, and so on and so forth. So rather than trying to rush and get it all trimmed up in 1 flight. Let's go safe off again and do a nice little roll here. Not bad, into a loop. This is awesome. Not bad for a maiden flight when I've been a little bit nervous with the different flight modes.
I mean, you've had 365 days of anticipation. Over 365 days.
Okay, swooping the wings back here, Abby. Now what's really cool about when the wings do the movement, it also makes adjustments to the elevator in the back, and so you can actually make the wing swoop forward and back while you are in a bank. You don't have to do it on a straight stretch, but this being a maiden, that's what I wanted to do. So I'm going to push the wings forward again. I think I have 10% expo in here, by the way, and I'm going to get lined up for a landing. I know there's a short flight, but I just don't want to push it too far. I don't have my low voltage alarm hitting yet, but I'll let you guys know where the battery level is at on a very cold winter flight.
Ooh.
A little fast, but you know what? There, we got it. That was pretty good. I just wasn't sure when to let it touch down, like its stall tendencies. It looks like when the wing is swept forward like that, it flies more like a trainer plane than a jet, so you can slow it down quite a bit more and still have lift. We've got some big cracks in the asphalt up here. Guys, there you have it, the F14 Tomcat maiden. The sun's going down, so I'm not sure how much more time we'll have, but look at that. There's all the way back. I think they're even moving a bit slower just because of the cold. And here is our middle position switch, right here. You guys can see the wing is in the middle position, and then I can push it all the way forward. Safe works in all three of those flight modes, all three of those positions. And yes, you can turn safe off and have more agile flight. That was amazing. We were at about a third of our battery life left, and that was a 4-minute flight. Not bad for a maiden. We did a couple full throttle passes, a couple maneuvers, and we were really focusing on adjusting the wing on a maiden flight. That's kind of a lot to handle in about 4 minutes time. Safe on, safe off, and kind of going through the ropes. In future flights, what I intend to do is trim it up in each mode. So it's recommended that you fly it, as I said during the flight, in one mode, trim it with safe off, then land, put a fresh battery in, put it in the next position, fly it, turn safe off, trim it up to your liking. Kind of hard to do on a windy day anyway, so we'll save that for another day. But even without doing all those fine-tuned trimmings, this was flying extremely well. Yes, you can take off the wire landing gear. Obviously, it's not the prettiest landing gear in the world, so if you want to hand launch this and belly land it, you absolutely can. It even encourages it in the instructions. One really cool thing that E-Flite is offering now on this Tomcat and the Voodoo, if you guys learned about it, is the hand launch assisted mode. So if you have safe on and you hand launch it, the G-force from that hand launch is enough for the sensor to realize I'm being hand launched, and it gives it full throttle and basically full elevator, assisting you in the hand launch. But you do really need to chuck this to get it in the air, especially if you had the wings swept back. It's a very cool little plane, and I'm impressed by the fact that it comes in one piece. Literally, you take it out of the box and you press a button and it's bound and you're flying. There's not a lot you have to do, but there is a couple steps included in the instructions that you do really need to do to set up your flight mode switch if you intend to adjust those wings. It was my first time doing something like that, and I have to say the instructions did a fantastic job. I had it done in 5 minutes. Well, as usual, this will be linked in the description box below if you want to pick one up for yourself. When you use that link, it helps to support our channel and our family. So if you appreciate family-friendly content and you want it to have a place here on YouTube, using that link to support us really goes a long way. It keeps us going. I also want to say a massive thanks to God, because that last maiden flight I had to this one is night and day, and it just makes me feel a little bit better about myself. You know, it kind of beats you up after you have a crash, and so to have such a really fantastic maiden flight on this, I'm very grateful for that both humbling experience and this reminder of how much fun the hobby is, so I'm very grateful to God. Finally, I want to say a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys know it. We couldn't do what we do as often as you do it, especially in this extreme cold, without your amazing support, so we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I don't have anything quite like this on the channel, but if you want to see my wife, my amazing wife, flying an F-15 Eagle, which is very similarly sized and would make a good first jet for somebody, we'll have that video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye!